All right, guys, we're looking at February 17th, 2025. So, week 7, today is Monday. Week 7 was the last week of the regular season, which was 2 days ago, and Championship Saturday coming up this Saturday, and then I'm off for 8 months. All right, anyway, the purpose of this video, if you have been following along, we could jump right into it. If you haven't been following along, this is a channel dedicated to the youth sports program, how to build one up, how to do all kind of video editing, all kind of stuff like that. I've been with this Upward program. It's a basketball program for, well, more than basketball, but a huge Christian sports organization for 8 years now, and I decided that I want to help other people start doing it. Anyway, so the purpose of this video, this is the very last game from last Saturday. They play every Saturday, and we're going to run through here what I do to get ready. I do a Wednesday weekly wrap-up, which I highly, again, in all my videos I tell you this, you have to do, you don't have to, but you should do a recap. So whenever sports league you're in, you want to do a recap. You want highlights. People love highlights. The faster you get them out, the better. I call it Wednesday, but guess what? Today's Monday, and I'm hoping to get this out. I'm on my lunch break. So this is the last one. I did a lot of this yesterday, Sunday, and I'm hoping after this is the final one. So let's walk through what I'm doing here. So if you come up here and look at the projects, let's go back to the home page. This is CapCut. Now these are all the games that took place last Saturday, and the very top one is the one I'm working on. Notice it says copy. I made a copy of the one below it. Let's take a look at one I just finished. All right, now what do we look down here? I started off with a really good thumb. Get your coaches' faces, get a picture of every coach, get their faces. This should be your pregame. I call it a pregame loop, but it's really a photo. And you make this for every week. It has the week, the time, the records, and the coaches' faces. Now this is, again, we're working on my highlight. It's about a 1 hour highlight video I do every Wednesday. So what's next? After the coaches' faces, I do an introduction for about a minute, talking about what happened the week before, leading up to it. So let's jump to like a couple seconds before and see what we look like here. Music.
Cheryl Russell has never won a championship, and Reagan Reed says this is how you do it. Cheryl Russell,
and that's me announcing.
first coach to win 2 championships in the same day. And Selena Santiago.
Okay, so that's it. We go through, yes, I know it's tedious, and I go through all the highlights of the game. So you ask, well, how do you get all those nice highlights of every basket? Very simple. In OBS, I'll open OBS. This is the software that I use. We, meaning I do have helpers. And in this software, they have a scripts section, and in here they have an instant replay Lua. All right, it's all done for you. You just point it somewhere. I'm pointing it to instant replay video. And if we come down to the scenes, here's my instant replay, here's my instant replay video, and this is where the instant replays will get stored. The beautiful thing is that you can choose a hotkey in OBS. So if we come down to settings and hotkeys, lo and behold, you can pick any key you want, and I have the F1 key, which is great because you want a key that's not going to do anything. So in other words, every time the game's going on, somebody scores a basket, I just have to tap the F1 key and I get a nice little 10-second file. And that is all of these. I import all the files And there's all your highlights real fast. Very nice. I do go through each one and I put the players' names after they score, or even a nice play.
There's Violet. Off the glass and in.
Okay, so you get the idea there. So that's really the breakdown here. I'm going to run through one of these with you, but this is it. These are all the plays, and then we'll go to the last play and see what happens.
Iago.
You put a final, player of the game, and the score. And notice I leave about a minute. I didn't do the voice part yet. So what I'm going to do is take my phone. I know I've said this in other videos, and I'll do all the recording on the voice recorder app that comes with the iPhone. It's really fast, and I'll just plug that file. I'll share it through Dropbox, then I'll import it on this computer and upload it here, and just I'll be dropping I call it the outro right here on this screen and summing up the game. Okay, so let's run through the first, couple, so you guys can see what it looks like. So we come up here to menu, go back to the home page. Now that was a completed one. And now we're on the 3:30 game. Yeah. And this is the final game we're going to do. So what I did, these are the two new coaches. So I just dragged and dropped the picture right over here. But if we look at the next one, this is where I'm going to do the final. So there's two photos, obviously, the beginning of the game, the beginning of the highlights, and the ending. So we're going to do one here. So I'm going to put my mouse on top of this one, and I'm just going to drag it, drop it. It'll ask me if I want to replace, and I hit yes. So boom, right there. Now this is the very ending. I'm going to drag all these up. This is see what it looks like now? Now wait, when I take all these, and yes, you can highlight them all and drag them. Now look what it looks like. And there we go. So let's put our pointer right here. And we're going to import all the highlights right to this spot. Because this is this one's the opener. So I'll say, okay, in the 3:30 game, blah, blah, blah. Let's take a look at the highlights. Then I'll put our pointer right in between the two. And I got to back these up a little bit here. All right, let's import. So we come up here to import. Keeping the folders organized is extremely important. And I'll do other videos where we go through the whole entire folder, creation and everything. Here is where I keep, when I hit the F1 key I told you about, this folder is where they all go. Now, one thing that I've done when the games are over, I have a last week's replays folder, and then I break down all the games that I've announced, and now I'm on the 3:30 game, and I've separated all, and there is hardly any for this game. Well, the final was 7-2, so this was one of the lowest scoring games ever. I hit Control A, do it again, and I hit open. And this will import all the plays right in. Now, the good thing about CapCut, you could just hover and hit this little plus. It's going to drop all the files right in there. So now we'll move all these guys. This is the final segment. And we'll put it right at the edge there. So if I go to the very end after all the replays, this is what it will look like. All right, let's do one of these so you can see. Then the rest is just wash, rinse, and repeat. We go to the first highlight.
Miller. banged into by Becker.
And I won't put any words for that one since nobody scored. Let's go to the next highlight.
Off the charts. A lot of fun. Join us. Fast. You see that, Kev? I did not see that. Did we catch that?
That is me and the director, the upward director. He actually got on the mic with me, sat through the whole game. It was really neat. And there's a basket, but I had it on mute. I think me and him were talking about something private, which is fine. Let's back up a little bit. And what I'll do is blow this up so I can try to see who scored and put the player's name in there. You could use the space bar. And I could see that was Catalina that scored. Let's double check and make sure. I'm going to rewind it a little bit. Just want to make sure she did score there. I'm looking through my phone here. All right, so Catalina scored. So what I'm going to do now is if you push the up arrow, this will jump to the edge of the, so this is the beginning of the play. So now I have to choose text, and I like to do text, and we go to text templates, and I'm going to choose one, and I'll keep this for the whole game. So let me look one that looks half decent. When you do this, you want to make sure you don't overdo it, and it really can take away from the game. Like this is too much. You can see a preview of these things. We want one that just looks nice. This is a nice one. I think I've used this before. So I'll hit the green thing here. And there's the text. Now what I'm going to do is blow this up a little bit. If I hit this plus sign, it's going to make all these pictures a little bigger. And that should be enough. Let me do it one more time. Let's make them a little bit bigger. So we've stretched them out by clicking on the plus sign over there. So this, you can see I hit the button twice. All right, so this is the end of the play. And over here, I could type in the person's name. And it's, I like to do all uppercase here. All right, so there is her name. Let's play it, see what it looks like. All right, so you can see that it's right over to the words. Let's shrink it down by coming over to here to the scale. And it's at 100%. Let's keep lowering it down. Until it fits on the screen. And then we'll put it all the way up top. All right, so that's it. That's all I want to show you guys. And any comments or questions, put them down below. Just wash, rinse, and repeat.